Hey yo, what is going on everybody? It's your boy X coming at y'all with a brand new video, and in this video we are going to be covering 10 of the best budget cards that you guys can pick up on the auction house right now in 2K21 My Team. So if you guys are excited, make sure you guys smash the like button down below and comment your favorite budget card you used if you guys use budget cards, and if not, you can just comment your favorite just card in general. It's always fun like that. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys are new. We are on the road to 10K subscribers as well. Would really help me out. And we're going to do something a little bit different with this compared to other like top 10s of things that we've done with that. I'm going to try to do a little bit of fancy editing in the freestyle. We'll see if it works. And if it does, let me know what you guys like. Think about it in the comments. But I have everybody here in a lineup, just my challenge lineup. I threw all of the budget cards in there. We're going to hop into the freestyle. I'm going to show you guys all the animations, talk about why I like them, and then we can have some fun with it. So without further ado, let's hop in there and try it out. Now, the first card that we have on our list is Diamond Jeff PETRIE. Now, PETRIE is an amazing and like really fun card to use because he obviously has that jump shot 98 or weight base. Like they're kind of the same thing, like some slight differences in their stat. But you know, the D weight base, it's a beautiful one. Now, the thing that's a little bit tough is it is, you know, on normal release timing, which is a little bit annoying, but overall, it's still great. Basically, you could think of this Jeff PETRIE as a Galaxy Up with Dwayne Wade for like 11k MT, which is amazing. And I didn't say it before, but most of these cards, almost all of them actually, are like around 10k or below. Most of them actually are below. I think PETRIE may be our most expensive card. But overall, I just love this PETRIE because he has some amazing shooting stats. He still has godly, and I mean godly driving, which is great. Pretty solid defense as well, which is great. And if you guys check out the badges, which we will be showing here, he has a bunch of them Hall of Fame, just making him such a high value, you know, diamond, which is great. Comes with a bunch of finishing badges, you know, all Hall of Fame, which are great. Has quick first step and downhill, just some wonderful things for a diamond card to have. And on top of that money jumper, he does have a really solid leaner as well. So PETRIE, just overall, is a card that I absolutely love, and I think most people should at least give a shot, because if you missed out on getting Wade and you still want to, you know, have a similar feeling to that, I think PETRIE is going to be basically the closest you can get, because I mean, he's like literally Wade, which is awesome. So pretty cool. Let's hop into the next one. So the next guy that we have on our list is Amethyst Pascal Siakam, and Siakam is that guy that I love because he is a Swiss Army knife, jack of all trades card. He has some really solid shooting. His, you know, dunking is still there. I'm really gonna help him out at that power forward and small forward position. He has a bit of a post game, which is cool too, but on top of that, we have all around just great defense and some pretty solid speed with him. Now, Siakam isn't going to be one of those guys that has a bunch of Hall of Fame badges, only has one, which for an Amethyst, if we're being honest, pretty good. But if you check out his badges, has a bunch of them in finishing that are all really solid, has some good shooting ones. There is no range on Siakam, which is a little bit tough, but we can kind of get around it. And he does have that jump shot 75 jumper, which I've talked about a lot. I just think it is one of the smoothest jumpers in the game. Him and Jaylen Brown have it, and it is gorgeous. Like, I absolutely love it. He also does have the Giannis behind the back, which is normal too, which is great. It's cheesy, it's nice, and doesn't have like fancy dunk packages, so you won't be getting, you know, any boosts with Showtime. Not that he has it, but if he did, you wouldn't be getting any boosts like that. But overall, Siakam is just kind of one of those guys you can put into the 3 at the 4, and he's like 3.5k MT. He is super cheap, he is super nice, and I think to any team that is, you know, on a budget, I think he can provide a bunch of value, especially at that power forward of just being that guy that can literally do everything. Next on the list is Amethyst AFFLALO, and AFFLALO is one of those guys that I feel like is a little bit slept on because he did drop in the Inferno set that did have T-Mac, but the one thing I love about this AFFLALO is his shooting is out of this world. Comes with a 92 midi and 3, which is great, and he does come with gold range, so I mean, that's pretty solid. Another few KMT, you can get him for around like 2 to 3 KMT, which is pretty solid depending on the day, and if you can get some snipes out there. And does have Hall of Fame catch and shoot as well, which makes him a demon to play that, you know, shooting guard spot. A little bit undersized, but along with all of that, he does have some really solid dunking, you know, ability, high 85 driving dunks, some pretty decent tendencies, and some nice animations as well, which are all really nice. We do have you know, quick first step and all that sort of stuff. So we are going to get some blow-bys. We're going to have some nice animations in there. And the one thing that I absolutely love is the badges on him. I did already, you know, say that he does have gold range and Hall of Fame catch and shoot, but also has Hall of Fame corner specialist and clamps. So you basically have a perfect 3-and-D small forward out here who has a solid jumper and jump shot 18. I will never claim that it's the best jump shot, but it's definitely solid. So you just have an all-around guy who can come in, do basically everything you would want at the 2-guard position, and even if you just want to be a 3-and-D guy, he can do that perfectly fine as well. ARRON AFFLALO, definitely a beast, and the whole Inferno set low-key was. On to the next. Next on the list is Amethyst Bryant Scalabrine, and let me tell you that this is probably one of my favorite cards right now in the game. Scalabrine has a 93 shot 3 and a 92 midi, which is godly, and it makes this Scal just a beast. Now, he does have some solid finishing as well. We got 80s in both of those, which is cool, but what I care about is Scal having Hall of Fame range extender. You'll see it when we get to the badges on the card over there, but he has some solid speed. He is 6'9", which is great. He can speed boost and has some, obviously, just beautiful animations, but his badges are godly. He has almost every single badge in shooting on gold, and then the Hall of Fame range extender is gorgeous. You're going to be able to chuck it from deep with the Scalabrine, and whenever you get that sharpshooter takeover activated, it is over. And the great thing about Scal as well is he does come with some solid defensive stats, having like an 84 interior and 85 perimeter, and then on top of that, he does have Intimidator, you know, clamps, and all those sort of badges in defense on gold as well. Also, the Giannis behind the back, which is obviously gorgeous, going to get you some nice things, and has a beautiful leaner. I'm pretty sure the normal leaner, which just allows you to kill it. The Scalabrine, I think, is around like 5k MT if I'm not mistaken, may be increasing because I did check these prices like directly after the 250k qualifiers. Everybody's selling their cards, so he may have increased a little bit after this, but nonetheless, Scal is just a demon that I feel like everybody's got to pick up and try, because that Hall of range on a guy so cheap is just gorgeous. The next card on our list is Amethyst Glenn Robinson, another card that did drop during the most recent Retro 2K Volume 2 set, and this Glenn Robinson, I feel like, is just one of those guys that literally does everything for you perfectly well, especially at the shooting guard. He's 6'6", has a 6'10" wingspan, and has an 87 shot 3, which is definitely a solid one to have. And the dunking on this Glenn Robinson is where it gets crazy. 95 standing and a 98 driving dunk. Like, it is just, it is gorgeous. Still has like some 90s in the speed, which is great. He can speed boost, which is obviously amazing. And then the defense all around is great. Not lacking in badges at all. Has 43 total on current gen, with 42 of them being gold and 1 Hall of Fame, which is fast break finisher or highlight film on next gen if you do have it, which is awesome. The main reason I love this Glenn Robinson is the jumper actually is super solid. I've found it pretty easy to green with the Glenn Robinson jumper. Couldn't tell you why, like, at all, but it is still amazing. And lesser known thing about this card is he does have the Curry slide. The thing that unlocks the Curry slide is having the Pro 2 size up escape, and Robinson has that. Also, the long athlete layup package, which is just beautiful. So not only does he have amazing badges and amazing stats, he just has gorgeous animations, but it makes this Glenn Robinson card a demon. But every time I've gone against him, I haven't seen people abuse the Curry slide like they should with him, and if you do, it is over. Absolutely love this Glenn Robinson card. I think everybody should pick him up because he's like 6k MT, and he's a demon. Next on our list is Ruby Kobe Bryant. Now, Ruby Kobe Bryant is one of those cards that I feel like is labeled as a Ruby, but there's no way that he's actually a Ruby. He has a 94 offense and 93 defensive overall, so if we just kind of made those together, that's a 93.5, which makes him a diamond, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. But Kobe obviously is going to be a good shooter. We have a nice 86 shot 3. We have some amazing dunking on a Kobe card, especially on Froby cards. Always amazing dunkers and stupid athletic, which is awesome. Has a nice little leaner on the Kobe as well, which is always a little bit nice to have on Kobe cards. Obviously, Kobe's going to be able to get to the paint with the best of them. Has great, quickness and 93s in his speed. He has quick first step, things like that downhill that just, help him out a little bit, which is great. We do have amazing shooting as well, like I said earlier, but we don't have any sort of deep threes. That is something that you're going to have to add to Kobe if you do want to get it on there. But I think he's still going to play stupid well because the Kobe Bryant jump shot is amazing, so you can kind of just catch and shoot with the best of them. And for the most part, if you have a good jumper and you can kind of time your releases pretty well, you can still hit it from pretty deep out there without needing range, which is great. But overall, I think when it comes to rubies, this Kobe Bryant is basically one of the best you could have. He does run a little bit higher, around 9.5 to 10 KMT, which is a little bit tough. But if you mix together all of his badges, the fact that he's actually an amethyst, I really don't mind paying that much, especially for like my favorite player of all time. So it is what it is. Now, next up is a card that I think everybody kind of knows about at this point, being an absolute demon, but we're still going to talk about it because he is one of the best budget cards in the game, and it is Glitched Ruby Markelle FULTZ. Markelle FULTZ is a 6'4" PG, which is super solid, but then has a 6'10" wingspan and the Curry jump shot base, which is still, I think, my favorite jumper in the game at this point. It's why Rudy Fernandez and all that is great. But on top of that, Markelle FULTZ does have a 91 shot 3, so just as good of a shooter basically as Steph Curry, but then has an 85 driving dunk to really capitalize just on that stupid athleticism and getting to the basket to really kind of fit the meta more. Obviously has great playmaking, has some really good speed, and still has solid defensive stats. That means he can hold his own along with his badges of like an 82 perimeter and 84 steal, which are awesome. And speaking of the badges on FULTZ, he does have some insane badges. Gold has a bunch of them in there, including, range extender, catch and shoot, sniper, things like that, and does have quick first step, unpluckable, and all of those wonderful badges. They're really going to help him out. Also clamps and all that. When it comes to cheap budget Ruby PGs, it really doesn't get too much better than this Markelle FULTZ, because the Curry jumper, again, is going to be great, has a solid leaner, and just great animations in general. And the only thing I feel like could really make this FULTZ better is having the Curry slide, because he has Pro 3, which is the best behind the back in the game anyway. So you just gotta love those cards with that Curry release. He's gonna run you about 10 KMT, but again, for a Ruby of this caliber, I think it's pretty worth it. The next guy on our list is Ruby Isaac Bonga, or Isaac Bonga, something like that. Whatever, I'm calling him Isaac Bonga. That's just kind of how it goes. Now, Bonga is good for one reason and one reason only, and that is the fact that he's a 6'8" PG. I mean, like, what more could you want? Also has a 7-foot wingspan. They're not passing me the ball, but he also can play the small forward as well, so he's a PG small forward, which is honestly kind of cool. But the great thing about this Bonga is just a great all-around stat total, and the only thing that he can't do being the post game, which, honestly, if he's playing your PG, it really doesn't matter too much. You got to be able to play defense in the post. You don't have to actually play in the post yourself because of the magic post cheat. Obviously, he's going to be a great playmaker because he is, a PG. And the great thing is he does have the Curry slide, which, I mean, instantly makes, like, any card better, which is awesome. Now, the great thing as well is he does have the long athlete layup package, so you mix the best layup package in the game with some great animations on a guy that is 6'8" and with a 7-foot wingspan, and is a match made in heaven. Also has some great badges to go along with it on defense, playmaking, all that sort of stuff. Another card that doesn't come with range, but I don't think it matters too much, because if you run a coach boost and all that sort of stuff, you're going to have like a 93, a great green window, and if you're using Bonga correctly, you're probably going to be slashing to the basket a lot, because I feel like that's really what he excels at in my time using him, which is awesome. Bonga is just great. I mean, I really don't have to tell you too much on a 6'8" guy that can do the Curry slide and play the PG position. He's just great, and he is a money jumper. Bonga is just a beast. Next on our list is Ruby Jonathan Isaac, who for the longest was my favorite budget card in the entire game, and I think only recently has been replaced, I think, with the, we were talking about him earlier, SCALABRINE, there we go. Recently being placed with SCALABRINE. But the great thing about Jonathan Isaac is he is a 6'11" small forward, power forward with a 7'2" wingspan that literally shuts everything down. He is seriously one of the best defenders you can use in the game. Whenever there's a Jonathan Isaac on the other team, I'm getting a little bit nervous about my ability to score on him, because he can just play such good defense. He comes with a bunch of great, gold badges to play, that defense great, and just has all-around ability in there. Now, he still has an 85 driving dunk as well, so he can still get to the basket and get some nice things in there. An 84 shot 3, so with the coach boost, he's going to be looking good, and he's got some pretty nice speed and rebounding. So my preferred position to actually run this Isaac at is the power forward, not really the small forward. Now, the great thing about Isaac, as well, is he just kind of provides you with a lot of flexibility because he is so tall and has jump shot 70 in his jumper base, which is the jumper that once you get it to a 90 rating has the biggest green window in the entire game. So if you are going to be using, the square or whatever you want to use, it basically means jump shot 70 is going to be a demon. And it makes this Isaac a lot more consistent than maybe he should be. He is another one of those rubies that runs for a little bit of a high price, about 10k for a ruby, which is expensive for rubies, but not in the grand scheme of things. And I still think overall, it's just kind of one of those cards that I feel like everybody should just have on their team, because even if you're on a God squad, everybody kind of needs that defender to shut down, and Isaac can be that for anybody. And the last guy on our list is going to be Ruby Jarrett Jack, the Evo Jarrett Jack. Now, if you wanted to, you could pick up this Jarrett Jack at Amethyst for a little bit more expensive. I didn't check what his Amethyst price was, but the Ruby Jarrett Jack you can pick up for 1.3k MT, making him one of the cheapest cards in the game, as well as one of the best rubies in the game. Now, you can see Jarrett Jack has a jumper that looks pretty similar to the D-Wade base, but it actually isn't. It's jump shot 3. But he does have an 85 shot 3 and 87 midi. Jarrett Jack even has like a 70 driving dunk, which is pretty solid. The playmaking is going to be crazy. He has a 94 ball handle and some great playmaking, some great speed as well. An 87 perimeter defense, which is going to be great. But the place where this Jarrett Jack shines is, 1, the animations with jump shot 3, but 2, his amazing badges. We're talking about a ruby that is 1.3k MT, but comes with gold range extender, hot zone hunter, catch and shoot, acrobat, pro touch, giant slayer, contact finisher, quick first step, dimer, downhill, clamps, even defensive leader. Like almost all of these badges go for the same price as Jack, if not more, like range extender. He has gold deep threes, which is just out of this world for a guy that is so cheap. And then if you evo him up, which isn't even the most necessary because he already is an amazing card, but if you do, this Jarrett Jack goes up to like a 92 shot 3, which is just insane already. I mean, it's a little bit better draw foul, but he does get Hall of Fame catch and shoot, which obviously is going to be great. Hall of Fame Giant Slayer, again, obviously going to be great. Silly Finisher and Tier Dropper as well, which are all obviously great badges. It definitely makes a Jarrett Jack better, but still for 1.3k MT without the effort, you can still pick up a great Ruby card to run your PG position and just absolutely kill it. He is an amazing card. Now, let me know what you guys thought about the video down in the comment section below. Again, I wanted to try something a little bit different, try to make the video a little bit more fun by, on the left side, having the cards kind of flip through the stats, the badges, and the animations, all that sort of stuff, so you guys can see it. And let me know what you guys thought about it in the comment section below. Also, comment, again, your favorite budget card or your favorite card in general to use in 2K. Make sure you guys like the video you guys did enjoy and like the edits, and subscribe if you guys are new. We are on that road to 10k subscribers. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all in the next video.